The mention of the concept statistics usually sends a shiver down the mind of many individuals. Today, I want to explain what statistics itself is, and I want to try as much as possible to simplify the entire concept of statistics. My name is Dr. Felix Ayodele Oyeleye. Let's get right into it. Now, what is statistics? Now, it's important to understand there is the statistics with S, you spell it as statistics, and there is the one you mention without S at the back. The one with X is what we are talking about, which is a discipline, is a field of study that involves managing data. And of course, the term statistic without S is just a piece of information that is obtained even from data. Now, let's get into it. Statistics is a discipline, and it uses mathematical theories, methodology to collect and also analyze and interpret numerical data. And sometimes it could also be qualitative data. It doesn't have to always be numeric, but of course plays a crucial role in various fields, aiding in decision making, understanding complex phenomena. Statistics is the bedrock of policy making in developed society. In fact, in the global world, statistics is like the working tool in our global world. Now, statistics can, of course, be defined as a science of collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data, and offering essential tools for understanding numeric data in our real world. Statistics is what we make use of in our daily time, in the daily life. Statistics about things we need to obtain, things we need to buy, items we need to purchase, our budgetary allocation, they are all pieces of statistics. Basic information about the nation, demographic information are all pieces of statistics that we manage under the discipline statistics. So again, statistics plays a very vital role in information and decision making across the various fields, be it in the field of business, government, health, and can also be categorized into descriptive and inferential statistics. The descriptive statistics is the first mention, the collection, the collation, the sorting of our data, and the presentation of the data are all descriptive statistics. While when we make deduction from our data sets, it is described as inferential, where we interpret, when we make comparison, when we now make some deduction and draw conclusion from our data set, we say we are talking about inferential statistics. Now, again, statistics is broadly divided into two areas, which is the descriptive and inferential. We can otherwise describe it as methods of describing statistics. So under the descriptive, again, we have the graph, we have the numeric summarization of our data. So when we summarize data, we are just describing them. While on the other hand, when it comes to inferential, in this case, we want to make estimates of our population. And sometimes we also want to make deduction. We want to establish, make sense out of the comparative data sets that we have actually obtained. Now, we have different types of data, of course, that is important to clearly understand. It could be classified, broadly into two categories, the qualitative data and the quantitative data. The qualitative data are the pieces of information that are not numeric in nature, while the quantitative data are usually measurable numeric values. Of course, the quantitative data can also further be divided into discrete and continuous. The discrete are data that comes with absolute number, like the number of individual, the numbers of maybe parity, things that come with simple whole number, while the continuous are data sets or piece of information that can take value between two whole number, like age, like body weight, even body height, where you can have decimal fraction. So we describe them as continuous quantitative data. Okay, now it's also important to understand in statistics there are different ways we also collect this data. We can use the survey approach where we have questionnaire, we can go by way of interview. That's the survey approach of data collection. We can also conduct data collection via experimental concepts. Maybe we want to do a kind of control test. This is a field where researchers may want to manipulate one variable and look at the effect of it on another set of variables. And of course, we want to draw conclusion at the end of the day. While the third category of data collection approach is observational study. Now, in this case, there's no intervention of the researcher. It just involves observing subjects in their natural environment without any form of interference, and we want to get information about them. So we can have these three approaches in data collection. Now, again, it's important, under the descriptive statistics to understand we have the measure of central tendency. The measure of central tendency is all about using a simple value to represent a data set. And that simple statistic can be in terms of our mean, our median, or our mode, okay? And of course, we also talk about measure of dispersion. That is how widely spread or scattered our data set is. And that is where we use variance, we use standard deviation, and all types of other forms of deviation, like the mean deviation to measure. And of course, we also have the visualization tool, where we have to plot our data in graphic way to convey clear sense or to convey quick sense even to the audience. Basically, we begin to use the box plot, the pie chart, and all manner of graphs to actually aid in the visualization of our data sets. Now, in the other aspect, which is the inferential statistic, in this area, we talk about hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing is about trying to establish the validity of a claim in research. And of course, a method involving assumption about population based on the sample data. And again, we also talk about confidence interval. It is also an important concept under inferential statistics. And of course, we have the regression analysis. It's a technique for modeling relationship even between our variables. Now, let's talk about the application of statistics. Statistics have found application in the field of healthcare, in businesses, in public policy making. And of course, in conclusion, statistics is an integral part of our life, our daily life. And of course, it helps us in effectively interpreting our data in a day-to-day life. It could be used to predict trends. It helps us to predict the future. And it's also a very critical tool in decision making, either in our daily life or even in government policy. So this is the mod we're going to take on research and statistics. Again, my name is Dr. Felix Ayodele Ileya. Don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for listening.